every split second counts between Emerson Fittipaldi and Al Unser Jr.
There is the leader, Emerson Fittipaldi, 177 laps complete. He slowed down yet another mile an hour, running 212 and a half now. Let's go to the pits and Jerry Punch.
Well, it's nail-biting time here in the Al Unser Jr. pits. They have been doing a lot of calculating here on the fuel mileage, and Rick Gallis, 35 laps, 87 and a half miles. Can you make it the rest of the way?
We're going to see. We're going to see.
You got him backing off a little bit to maybe conserve some fuel?
He can't back off to anybody. I mean, we're trying as hard as we can, and we're 5 laps up on 3rd place. So we're going for it. I mean, you only get a chance to win this sucker once, and we're going to do the best we can.
I think that puts it in perspective, fellas. They really want to win here at Indy. Al Unser Jr. thinks they can go all the way.
Rick Gallis, boy, is that aggression or what?
I think that's nice. You can tell Rick Gallis is a true racer. It's taking him a while, but I'm guarantee you, that is the competitive spirit. Don't you think, Sam?
One chance to win this sucker. I like that. Absolutely.
Go for it.
Terrific. You know, 7 Chevrolet engine car combinations started this race. Only 2 were left, and they are placed 1 and 2.
Mario, 4th place car, into the pits. Routine service as well. This is the 178th lap of the Indianapolis 500.
Mario should be able to go all the way to the end with his fuel. He should have no problem.
Mario Andretti powers up back into the action. No problem on that car. If only Michael had that machine. Perhaps he would still be contesting Emerson Fittipaldi for victory at the Indianapolis 500-mile race. Fittipaldi still runs in front. There's A.J. Foyt. No, it's not. That's Rocky Moran's car. A.J. Foyt just behind. There he is, the number 14 car, right behind his team car of Rocky Moran, and Mario right there. A.J. Foyt, his 32nd race, runs in 5th place on this track. The first 4-time winner of the Indianapolis 500-mile race. So now we go into the closing laps of the 73rd running of the Indy 500. 20 more to go now. Emerson Fittipaldi is the leader. Al Unser Jr. is chasing. On the main stretch, it belonged to Terrell Pomroth's car. The crew out there got it stopped before it went back into the lane of traffic. We are under yellow.
Bringing out the yellow is going to be a big factor. Another change in strategies. Now, Emo's into the pit to get his flash. Now we're going to have to see what little Al's going to do. He won't have enough fuel to run real hard to go to the end, Paul. That's for sure.
So Emerson Fittipaldi comes down under this yellow flag to make a pit stop. He sits in the pit. Al Unser Jr. working his way still around the course. It appears certain that Fittipaldi will complete his pit stop and come out into the action before little Al comes by. Little Al, as Emerson Fittipaldi chugs away a little bit. Fittipaldi was having some problems getting away. Now, it may be that little Al will catch him down in the first turn. Fittipaldi gets caught up behind a safety vehicle, and look how close they come out together. Fittipaldi is just 1 car ahead down there to the inside, and little Al sees him and knows that he's got to stay in contact with him. Bobby, it could be a very close call on rules here, though, couldn't it?
Yes, it could be. Now, what would have been happening before? Little Al would have had his lead down as much as he could go because he was going to the end. Now everything has changed because Emo does have fuel. Emo can have his boost up, low gear to race in. He can go for it all the way. Little Al is going to have to go conservative, and he can do nothing about it.
Under yellow, Al Unser Jr. You saw Chili Unser in the pit talking with other members of the crew. That's the tactics now. We're within 18 laps of the finish of the Indianapolis 500. We go back to the situation that caused this yellow.
Terrell Pomroth, you see him there now only with 3 wheels. The Finnish driver, a true gentleman, makes no bones about the fact that he bought his ride. Incidentally, it was his birthday today. He's 36.
Some mechanics are going to be in trouble for that one, Sam. Looks like they probably left the tire loose. Lucky it didn't hit another car hit it, rather.
Terrell Pomroth's wheel comes off. He is able to turn down into the pit area without any other more serious consequence.
He controls it very nicely. To salute him in Finnish, I would say Sepä hauska. Tero, that means very good.
All right, Emerson Fittipaldi with little Al hand up in the air on the backstretch, riding in 2nd place. He's lined up right behind Emo on the racetrack. It should be a sprint to the finish. Tactics of that, is that what you would have done?
Well, Paul, I think I would have splashed him on just a little bit, let him turn everything up, turn a lower gear, and just let that thing go all the way, because we already know that Emmo has enough fuel to make it. If he doesn't break, he's going to be really tough. And Little Al's got his work cut out for him now.
Little Al, second place. Emerson Fittipaldi, the 20 car, just ahead. There they are, lined up behind the pace car.
The fuel gets about double mileage. You figure a pace car, or excuse me, a yellow flag lap, Paul, to be about twice the mileage that you get under the green. They're running in like second or third gear, not really getting super good mileage, but about double what they normally get.
Now, we've mentioned that third place, Raul Boisel, is 5 laps behind the leader. Now, if that is, that's a situation for him, the way they've played this race serves Boisel's advantage, because they're going to flag the race at 200 laps. So any of the cars that are running well behind the leaders can go just as fast as they want to go now, can't they?
Absolutely right. But I think that most of those cars back there, like, for example, Boisel, has run good all day. I think he's going flat out anyway. But you're right. He just doesn't have to get the mileage that the leaders do.
Well, Scotty Brayton, 6th place right now. Last 4 Indy 500s. Finished 30th or worse, so it's a pretty good day for him, no matter how he looks at it. And Scott Pruitt, who started 17th, is up now into 8th place. So let's take a look at the situation with regard to Little Al. He's never won on an oval. He certainly never won the Indianapolis 500. Emerson Fittipaldi, 2-time world champion, has not won at Indianapolis either. In fact, there are only 2 men in the top 10 who have completed this race in first place. That's Mario Andretti and A.J. Foyt. As Teresa watches Emerson Fittipaldi stream away through the short chutes, the south end of the track, through the second turn now, and Little Al is in pursuit.
Well, this is going to be the contest, the real show, because it's a Lola against a Penske-built DC-18 of Emerson Fittipaldi. And can Little Al not only stay with him, but be able to pass him?
So Shelley Unser watches as well, as Little Al has Royal Boisel, the third-place car, 5 laps behind the leader, separate him. And there was a flash of something at the back of the car there for a second.
Well, that's water. That's water either coming from Boisel's car or Little
No, it's Boisel. No, I think it's from Boisel's car.
You can see it streaming off the back of the car. That could indicate that that engine is about ready to let go.
Well, whatever it is, it's going to cause Little Al to lose some ground there. And Boisel, incidentally, who drives sports cars part of the time, is a very aggressive driver. He's a terrific guy, but he's an aggressive driver and not easy to pass.
Well, Bobby Unser, if you have that indication, would you want to tuck in too close to the back of that 30 car?
Yes, as long as spraying like that, he'll run offline a little bit, Paul. He has no choice. He just can't let the race go from here. He's run a very conservative line. It's a question about, will Boisel's car keep running, losing that much
But what if
foot?
the engine would let go and spray oil back there? Little Al would instantly be into it.
Right there, it's already happened. Boisel had engine problems. Little Al got by. Look at the smoke coming out of Boisel's car right now, or at least the fluid.
The Shearson entry of Raul Boisel, running in third place, but beginning to show problems. It gives an opportunity for Al Unser Jr. to continue to move ahead.
But it's holding back a little bit, Paul. That's another little thing that's gone against him right now. He's really got a job cut out with Emmo having a good, clean track to run on.
That's where luck has such an impact on this 500-mile race. You just never know what's going to happen next out here.
Sometimes you get out of bed on the right side, sometimes the wrong side. Shelley is really disappointed, as you can see.
He is one terrific woman, though. I think a great effect on Al Unser Jr., who, of course, was tutored by his dad, Bobby, your brother, in racing, but I think in ways of dealing with the press and being the open, wonderful person that he is, Al Unser Jr., I think has been greatly affected by Shelley. Do you buy that assessment?
Oh, she's been a very good girl, and you could just tell her by her actions in the pits. She really supports her husband an awful lot. She gets going to racing, I think, than most of us do.
The leader, Emerson Fittipaldi, car number 20. Little Al is just 1.8 seconds back. And here comes Emerson Fittipaldi on the main stretch now, flashing by to complete the 190th lap. And look at her. Just infuse energy, those fingers of energy going out to Fittipaldi.
She's counting the laps. Did you see her say, go get them, and look up the scoreboard counting the laps, Paul?
Now, in history of the Indianapolis 500, at lap 190, the leader, in 9 previous occasions, has not finished